All right, grand rising, grand arrival, grand return. Peace and blessings to the righteous and repentant alike. I am Chief Sophia of the MariKaNa Band of Indians, and this is our weekly, don't miss it, weekly news roundup where we go through just the headlines for the week, get them recorded into the ley line so that we can refer back to them when the time is necessary. So this is the week of February 17th through February the 23rd, and it is a lot for this week. So again, without commentary, just giving you the headlines. All right, on Monday, February the 17th, 2025, that was President's Day. You had 50 state protests, but they don't have pre-printed signs like usual, which is curious. Kendrick is the first rapper to surpass 100 million Spotify monthly listeners. Trump makes reciprocal tariffs official. Doge versus the NSA, and the NSA is absolutely more egregious than whatever they say Doge is doing. All right, the Russian foreign minister says Europe can't hide behind U.S. for actions. Um, a Delta flight out of Toronto crashes upside down, but everyone survives miraculously. Trump approval is 99 points than Mitch McConnell. Germany rejects Great Britain plan to send troops to Ukraine. Musk group finds funds adds in Wisconsin for the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Very important. Um, it takes about $3 million to shore up votes in swing states, and this is per PA Chase. Rubio is in Saudi Arabia for Russian peace talks. There's a shooting in Kentucky. Water main break in Detroit. Refugees automatically qualify for Social Security SSI, not SSA, SSI, and Medicaid. A Jewish man is arrested in Miami Beach for shooting two Israelis he suspected were Palestinian. Airstrike is conducted against Al Qaeda member in Syria. American support for Ukraine is way down, and Nvidia's hiring slows. Okay, so Tuesday, February the 18th, 2025, Musk is a special advisor and not employed by Doge per a court filing. Freedom clowns want to cut entitlements. Ugh, nuts. Okay. USDA is looking to stop China from buying farmland. Pope Francis has pneumonia in both lungs. The Border Patrol IG post is Zoomer style videos, which is very, you just have to go and look at a Border Patrol. Doge prevails in court due to Bukele impeachment idea, meaning Bukele, who is the president of El Salvador, said that they had to impeach their judges in order to get them to act right. And that threat alone has gotten some of these judges back in order. Okay. Hochul, the governor for New York, enlists Al Sharpton to lead case to fire Adams, who is the mayor of New York City. Doge finds millions of Social Security records active over 120 years old, meaning 120 to 129. These people are receiving benefits. The oldest person, 360 years old and receiving benefits. Okay. ASAP Rocky won his case. He was acquitted, to be more specific. Trump and Elon interview on Hannity, which was hilarious. USDS head DeJoy steps down. Oh, Postal Service, USPS, not DS. USPS head DeJoy steps down, Postal Service. Trump, Musk, Doge talks sending $5,000 or 20% of savings to Americans. Data Republican explains data access isn't transparency because you have to know how to sort the data, which is why it's not transparency. Rubio and Lavrov, which is the foreign minister for Russia, meet in Saudi Arabia to restart relations. Trump signs an IVF executive order. Lutnick is confirmed as Secretary of Commerce. Trump fires Biden U.S. attorneys. And Dem donors mad at Republicans' unchecked power. All right, Wednesday, February the 19th, 2025. Zelensky could be voted out if elections are held. Vance talks about vaccine injuries. Resistance in Senate is led by Tom Cotton, who is the president of the International Republican Institute, which was funded by USAID. 90 false killer whales to be killed because they are on the beach and they can't get off, okay? Authenticity is alignment. The U.S. Constitution builds in guard for necessary evil, which is the government, is a necessary evil. Beyonce struggles to sell tickets in the UK. Putin confirms they will meet. Trump sends a mean tweet to Zelensky and the media goes crazy. AI can tell male from female by eyeballs. Mike Shelby does a great thread on the fall of the Democrat Party. You can look him up. Mark Hemingway shares an article on how illegals are funding Social Security, which is crazy. Oarfish washes up in Mexico, which is, they call it a apocalypse fish or something like that. 8 cartels are labeled as terrorist organizations. A study claiming hydroxychloroquine deaths is retracted. Twitter explodes with discussion on how SNAP recipients shouldn't eat snack foods, which is a little bit crazy. Again, Trump got ASAP Rocky out of trouble in Scandinavia during his first term, which everyone seemed to have forgotten, including myself. All right, LeVar Ball has his foot amputated. That's the father of LiAngelo and the rest of them. All right, first Detroit flooded, then it froze, which is crazy. Zelensky killed U.S. journalist Gonzalo Lira. People need to remember that. He is a monster. Huntsman on Twitter does a great thread on tariffs. The Trump EO banning illegals from receiving any federal aid, including education, including SNAP, Medicaid. No illegals are supposed to be receiving that. He has an executive order for that. All right. Fed employee, which targeted for firing by boss for helping Doge, ends up taking the supervisor's job. We need more stories like that. Stacey Abrams to receive $2 billion from EPA Green New Deal scam. Norinchukin, oops, that's a bank in Japan, implodes. The Mississippi lieutenant governor collapses on the Senate floor. Delta offers $30,000 per person on the flipped plane. The National Guard sent into prisons in New York after the guards staged illegal strike. Lugnick says that the goal is to abolish the IRS. 3 million government employees with 4.6 million active credit card accounts, which is way more than even the number of employees. All right, limiting eating while pregnant tweet goes viral from Zahira. And basically, don't limit your food while you're pregnant, okay? That's not good. All right, 8:27. This is for Thursday. Out of my pen, okay. All right, so Thursday, February the 20th, 2025, Zelensky said he would sign a mineral deal in Munich conference. This is really spiraled out of control, as you'll see as the days go on. There's a University of Texas class that promotes cross-dressing to students for higher grades and also pedophilia, basically. The U.S.-backed Kurdish SDF to integrate into the Syrian army. Keith Lee has a viral food tour in the UK, and it goes exactly how you would expect. Walmart full-year profit outlook misses estimates, which is very unusual. 5 Senate Dems protest outside the FBI against Kash Patel. I post about the Melungeon people, which is really important. Governor Pritzker of Illinois says that the U.S. is on the brink of the Holocaust due to defunding DEI and removing illegals. So that should tell you what the Holocaust really is. Trump says Canada will be the 51st state. McConnell announces he will not seek a re-election at age 83. The next election is in 2026. He has been in office for as long as I have been alive, almost nearly 40 years, which is crazy. Okay. Crockett says that black people don't need 5K, which is crazy. I'll take the 5K today, tomorrow, and next week. Department of Education is running a rogue sanctuary program for illegals. Cash is ultimately confirmed for the FBI, Cash Patel. Hochul of New York doesn't remove Adams but limits his power, which is crazy. The mother of the casino children who died, basically, this mother, she had these kids in her car, and they told a story like she was, asking for help and this and that, but she was actually inside the casino when the children died in the car. So that's another thing. Anyway, she gets arrested. The U.S. loses to Canada in a hockey game, which is kind of sad. Argentina's Milei gives Elon a Doge chainsaw. Trump endorses Byron Donalds for Florida governor, which is a great suggestion. Black History Month at the White House has Tiger Woods, Boosie, Kodak Black attend, as well as a bunch of black conservative influencers. David Harris is there. Of course, the girl Sharice is there. It looked like a good time. I also saw that Judge Joe Brown was there too. Okay. ATF legal advisor is fired and removed. Georgia lawmakers vote to shield Bayer/Roundup from lawsuits, which is horrible. Putin is glowing. He's literally glowing, talking about the U.S. Ukraine-Russia peace deal. Trump reverses protections for Haitian migrants. All praises to the Most High. 2020 duplicate ballot case is ongoing in Georgia. Not Like Us enters the top 100 in South Korea. Reddit, for some reason, goes down after Cash Patel is sworn in. America First Legal files class action lawsuit against Target DEI, along with the Attorney General for Florida. Okay. Johnson admits no appetite to fund Ukraine from the people. Johnson, of course, is the what is he called? The Speaker of the House. All right, $16 billion has been wasted on a California train that was never built. $16 billion that is going to be audited. They want to know what happened to the money, and we already know. All right, the Bank of Japan is in a death spiral. This is not going good. What's going on with them? And Borla, which is the head of Pfizer, is booed at the Black History Month White House program, which she wasn't expecting at all. All right, so Friday, February the 21st, 2025, video of teens snatching a coat in D.C. goes viral with various responses. Ukraine trafficking U.S. arms to Sudan. The EU is trying to keep the Ukraine war going, which is crazy. Trump to bring the post office under Department of Commerce, which is great. Alice Johnson is made the pardon czar, which Trump announces at the Black History Month program. I have to remind people that I'm a hoodlum first, okay? I'm street adjacent. Don't play with me, all right? I remind people, Malcolm X dies on this day in 1965. That seems related, right? Mexico is loaded with cheap eggs. So the bird flu only hit the chickens in America and not the chickens in Mexico. All right. Republicans do not want to give Americans restitutions, which is a very, very poor position for them to hold. Lee Zeldin of the EPA visits Flint, Michigan to try to get some things done there. Bureaucrats are engaging in malicious compliance and firings, meaning firing people who are actually doing the work so that they can save their own jobs, which is outrageous. Okay, A$AP Rocky is named the Ray-Ban Creative Director, which is amazing. Bureaucrats engaging, I didn't say that one though. Okay. Data Republican is indexing WinRed, which is the Republican version of Act Blue, and it's not good. All right. The Daily Mail has an article about COVID vaccine injuries, which is important because are they now going to be trying to blame somebody else for this COVID vaccine when we know that it didn't come from Wuhan? It came from a place that's nearby there, but it's run by the British MI5, MI6 agency. So that's where COVID came from. It did not come from a Chinese lab. It actually came from a British lab taken to a Chinese lab so that they could spill it out into the public and get everybody injured. So the fact that the Daily Mail is like, oh, well, these vaccine injured people, let's blame China. No. We all know out here in the real world that it was the British. The same British that came up with the foot and mouth disease, which killed hundreds and thousands of their own people not that long ago. So all of these jabs and whatever this stuff, it all comes from the British, I assure you. Okay? And you can go to Aim for Truth and look that up. They got all the documentation, but I wasn't really supposed to go into that here. All right, the Lee Amendment 922 is to enforce Congress as the only lawmakers, taking the bureaucrats out of it. Interesting note that blind people don't get schizophrenia. Fascinating, really. Turner announces HUD Doge, so they're going to be looking at the HUD practices. Or he actually announces that the Doge funds have been de-obligated and returned to Treasury. So they already started doing Doge at HUD. They're not talking about what he found, but a lot of the funds have been de-obligated. And de-obligated is a really, really critical word because it literally tells the Treasury they can put that money into the sovereign wealth fund so they can distribute those savings to us. And I assume that's what they're doing across multiple agencies, is de-obligating the funds, putting it in the sovereign wealth fund, just in case the Republicans act like they don't want to give us our restitutions. It's another play in hand, okay? Which nobody caught, I'm sure. All right, the Pope has been in hospital for a week officially as of the 21st. All right, Biggie mother passes away, which is sad, and she grew his estate from $10 million to $160 million, which is amazing. A white woman sues after giving birth to a black baby in IVF mix-up. And people want more IVF, okay? Southern Maryland inbreeding is still having effects. You don't know no Proctors? Take a look at Lotto. She looked just like one of them, okay? Savoys, Proctors. Anyway, DOJ will not defend judges in courts. State DOJ and IRS agents are deputized for the border control. Ludnick sworn in at Commerce. RFK Jr. cancels the seasonal flu shot campaign and vaccine conference. Cash moves 1,000 or more agents across the country, and specifically 500 to Mobile, Alabama. Which, if you don't know, Mobile, Alabama is having a huge problem with their police force there. I don't think I reported on it, but they got some weird, crazy thing going on. All right, Apple to move manufacturing to the U.S. from Mexico. In 1972, Nixon won 60% of the popular vote. And I remember my grandparents talking about voting for Nixon. So black people were voting for, they voted for Nixon in large numbers, okay? All right, Karen Bass of Los Angeles mayor, has a leaked phone call where she says basically that she knew an extreme fire event was coming and really didn't do anything, okay? Bureaucrats who are crying now were okay during the COVID firings. Excuse me, y'all. All right. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff is fired, which is a 4-star general. The government says that their environmental reviews of investments of $1 billion or more are going to be expedited, meaning people who invest $1 million or more, they're going to have their stuff expedited, okay? All right, Trump is going to sell the Nancy Pelosi building in California. Jamie Dimon sells $234 million of JP Morgan Chase stock. Turner for HUD, it was a former Redskin, so I like him even more. The 21st. Yeah, because I have nowhere else to put him. Maine announces it will not follow the laws regarding removing males from female sports. Israel uses the child death for sympathy. That's what I noticed about that. Gaddafi tried to give blacks $1 billion, and Diddy's lawyer quits, which is very interesting. All right, so Saturday, February the 22nd, 2025, Cash is sworn in on the Bhagavad Gita, which is his book. I don't know why people are weird about that. He swore on his ancestors, which I would rather you swear on your ancestors than to swear on my ancestors, okay? All right, a 3-star general, Dan Raisin Kane, is appointed to the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And this is really important because it means that Trump skipped over all of the other 4-star generals, which, if you've ever met one of these assholes, they are horrible, horrible people. He skipped over all of them to move to a 3-star. That is really a slap in the face. The 4-star generals are literally like God in the military. And Trump just... Anyway, and the guy's name is Raisin Kane. So that's... All right. All right. Medicare, if you didn't know, overpays on prescriptions by a lot. The Michael Jackson estate sues HBO successfully. The DOJ chief of staff files ethics complaint against a district judge. The Congo president offers ownership of minerals to U.S. In exchange for that same kind of protection they're going to give Ukraine. Trump asked Elon to be more aggressive, which I can't believe he would even say that. 20 Mexican drug labs have been disabled. Iraq to begin re-exporting oil through Turkey. The Pentagon released a report about funding 46 Ukrainian biolabs in the last 20 years. Cherokee black child is missing. Some of these racists want to see a tribal card. The poor child's name is Logan Bentley Jackson, and he is a Cherokee from the Cherokee Nation, okay, if you kind of see him around. Trump calls candy poison at the Oval Office. $21 million given to USAID in Bangladesh for voter turnout. People are very upset about that. Pope is in the critical condition now with this pneumonia. New Hampshire parks dominated, or new national parks are dominated by East Asian tourists, which is true if you've ever been. Bureaucrats sent email about what they did last week, and chaos ensues. The NCAA is not complying with the executive order from Trump. After 30 years, what does that say? Oh, Robert Johnson was had his sentence vacated for a 1966 murder by a judge. So after 30 years, Robert Johnson has his 1966 murder case vacated. All right, and he gets to go home. Congratulations to that brother. States cheat to get more Medicare funds, which is crazy. Know that Kanye West sold his Twitter handle to crypto scammers, and that's why his tweets have been crazy. 1.3 billion of the 4.4 billion for USAID for Haiti has stayed inside the Beltway, never went to Haiti. Future brother casino orders strippers for kids, and 11,000 sea turtles are currently nesting in India, which is great. All right, last day, February the 23rd, 2025. Trump is downsizing the government. The appointees are not good. I mean, these appointees are not good. You guys will see. They're not. None of them are good. All of them are horrible. Except for maybe Letnick and the ones you don't hear from. Turner, Letnick, the one for Besant. You know, those ones might be okay. But the rest of these ones, Cash, Bondi, Bongino, these are not good people. Like Tulsi, no, these people are sellouts. So anyway, you'll see. Dems created dead voters, dead employees, and NGOs to cheat and steal. These people don't exist. That's what this whole having the people send in the email is to see if they're real people. Did they really show up to work? What work did they do? And you might be able to, fake it for a week, but can you fake it for 2 weeks? Can you fake it forever? A lot of these government employees are not even real employees. Y'all going to see. All right. Maine, which is under the firing block right now, is full of illegal Chinese grow houses. Zelensky now tries to say all that aid was a grant, which is crazy. Trump speaks at CPAC. You have a New York illegal alien booked on human trafficking. Dan Bongino is appointed to assistant, associate, whatever, junior director of the FBI. The U.S. signed a deal with the cartel to operate business without interference. That comes onto the internet. And Trump demands the Taliban return $7 billion in U.S. military equipment. So that is your news roundup for February the 17th through February the 23rd. Very, very long. It was a lot of news, and I try not to give too much commentary. So peace and blessings to each one of you all, and we'll see you for next week's video.